interesting. Thanks for that, Jeff. We appreciate it. Also inside the debate tonight was our managing editor here at First Coast News, Casey Clark. Casey, thanks for joining us on this side of the camera for once.
I couldn't imagine spending my evening any better.
I don't believe you for a minute. So, what, as a spectator, not as a newsman, as a spectator, your initial impressions?
Everybody impressed me. Everybody was good. Everybody had moments. I kept asking all the people around me, who are you here for? Who are you excited about? And then as we were leaving, I kept asking all these people, okay, so did the needle move for you? And I heard from a lot of people, Rick Santorum, Rick Santorum. But then they quickly followed up with, but I'm going to vote for the speaker or I'm going to vote for the governor. And I said, why? And they kept saying, because I don't think Rick Santorum can win.
Okay.
And that was fascinating to me, that people were very excited about Rick Santorum and the performance tonight and his answers tonight, but for some reason they just couldn't get over the hump to say, that's who I'm going to support.
Well, I think that's very telling, the way this thing has been front-loaded, that January 31st may be too late, which is crazy in the historical context. That may be too late in the primary process for a new guy to emerge as a front runner, you know, because
well, but when you say a new guy, this is a guy that they've now determined won in Iowa. Right. He won in Iowa. You had Newt that won in South Carolina. Why is it too late for Rick Santorum? But that seems to be the perception.
Yeah, and I was trying to figure out how many of these debates. I am a political wonk. As you guys know, I really like this. So I think it's probably 12 to 14 of these debates that I've watched. Far and away, the first hour of this debate was the best I have seen. People were prepared, even though the questions are generally the same all the time. Everybody was really on their A game tonight.
It seemed that way.
Ron Paul had some of the great, just very natural moments.
He was delightful.
He really was.
Ron Paul
also. He has the freshness, doesn't he? Yeah.
Ron Paul, what you can't see during the commercials, he never leaves the stage. All the other candidates at different points leave the stage. At one point, Mitt Romney actually went down into the crowd. And when he went down into the crowd, he took photos during a commercial break. But Ron Paul, he had a nice personal moment during a commercial with Mitt Romney, where the two of them put their hands on each other's shoulders after exchanging blows a little bit during the exchange. They go to commercial, and they're talking very warmly, and then they pat each other on the back, and Mitt
went he's very much the can't we all just get along candidate. So,
he is.
So I think he sort of brings that to the mix.
And I'm curious about the body language, what we didn't see on camera between Gingrich and Romney. Did they even acknowledge each other once it went to commercial?
No, they always went their separate ways. Rick Santorum, I think, unfortunately, after one really good answer that he had toward the end, where he was talking about faith and how that would guide him as president, and I felt like that was his strongest moment of the night. And as soon as he hit that moment, we went to commercial, and he was, I think, ready for a drink or a high five or something, and he needed to get off the stage. And I think, unfortunately, that got caught because the others, it seemed like, were watching him leave the stage, which is a weak impression.
Well, Casey, you have earned both, so here's the high five, and you go take care of the other off camera. Casey Clark tonight. Casey, thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. Let's go back to Jeannie Blaylock in the studio with our undecided voters who may be undecided no more. Jeannie?
Well, you raised a really good point. I'm glad Casey got in and saw what he did, because I'm kind of here